So I thought right now would be a really good time to make a tier list video of best to worst sets to invest into because everything across the board, Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, all these booster boxes have all gone up. So, I've been seeing some comments on my videos saying like Vapor Self, this set has gone up a lot, but I still want to buy it. It's really good, but they've just gone up. Like, should I still buy it or should I buy something else? So I get some of these questions sometimes, and especially right now when things are all expensive, I want to make this video to give you guys my opinions on what I feel to be the best to worst investments, and this is all strictly my opinion. So definitely what I'm saying here doesn't mean that I'm not guaranteeing that the stuff I put in the S tier, A tier is going to skyrocket. Like, I'm not saying that, but it's just my opinion. I'm going to give you my reasonings why I rank these sets, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video. It might be a little bit longer because it includes Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield, so I will give you guys my reasonings for each of these sets. So it might be a longer video, we'll see. So strap in, get some snacks or whatever, and you can see how I rank these sets. So I'm just going to go from left to right. I'm not going to go in any particular order, but let's go with Brilliant Stars first. So Brilliant Stars, I'm going to put at an A tier. And the reason for that is because I feel like Brilliant Stars is heavily underrated right now. I'm in a completely separate video talking about this set. It has a Charizard V alternate art. It has a Arceus V alternate art. It has Evolutions in the Trainer Gallery, really good artworks. And this booster box is still, what, $200 now? You can find them for under $200, like around 180, 190. Like, Brilliant Stars is really good, and the fact that this is an alternate art set and the booster box is only what, $200 market price, to me that's a really good deal right now, and especially because this is out of print. It's not going to get reprinted, guys. Like, to get at $200, I feel like right now is a really good deal, especially with all these other sets that are going up now, 250, 300. Like, this is a really good buy, and I'm honestly considering buying some more because I have a decent amount, but I really just like this set. And honestly, I also like the booster box design. I've said this many times before. Some of these boxes I just like buying because I like the box design. It's kind of besides the point of this whole investing thing, but just overall, this is a really good set, and I feel like it's undervalued. So in my opinion, I'm putting this at an A. I want to put it at an S tier, but I feel like I'm going to get some flack for that because this booster box is like $200, but I really think out of all the Sword and Shield booster boxes and alternate art sets, this is a really good buy. And yeah, I think Brilliant Stars is really good. It's just kind of, I feel like it's kind of getting overshadowed right now, I feel like, because, some other sets, but Brilliant Stars right now, $200, I think is a really good pickup. Because if you think about it this way, Brilliant Stars is almost just as expensive as Astral Radiance. So if you put it that way, I mean, I think it's a really good buy right now. Next, Fusion Strike. So Fusion Strike's a really good set, obviously, but it recently just ran up. So I'm going to put it at a C tier. Now, the reason why I'm putting it at a C tier is because I don't want to put it all the way at the bottom because it's going to continue to go up. It's at 300 right now, but the problem is that it just ran up from like 230 to 300 in just like a month. So it's really hard to recommend and highly recommend buying a booster box at $300 when it's gone up like $70 within the past month. It's really hard to do that. And yeah, that's why I'm putting it here. It's still a really good set. It's going to continue to go up, but the fact that it's gone up that much this quickly, it's probably going to hit a point now where it's going to maybe slowly grow and kind of stagnate for a while because, it being $300, like, I don't know. I think at that price point, it's really hard to see it going up a lot more like in the near future here. Like, I feel like it might hit kind of a plateau, and other Sword and Shield boxes are going to catch up to Fusion Strike. Like, people are going to kind of chill out on Fusion Strike because it's $300 a booster box, and they're probably going to go to some other Sword and Shield sets. That's how I feel. So I'm putting it at C because honestly, I think at 300, it's still going to do well in the long term. It's still going to go up, but just right now, I feel like there's other better buys like Brilliant Stars of their prices. So for that reason, I'm putting Fusion Strike at C. Now, the next set, Celebrations. It's really hard because I showed you guys, I made a video not too long ago showing you that Celebrations right now is going up. Elite Trainer boxes are now what, $100, $105? Like, it's starting to go up now, and I feel like when this, if there's a 30th anniversary set, which it probably is because there's been a 20th, a 25th, there's probably gonna be a 30th anniversary set, right? I feel like it's possible that when that set comes out, this is going to keep continuing to go up, and honestly, it could even skyrocket because things are going up right now for Celebrations, and nothing is really happening like crazily. It's just that this set, it seemed like all of a sudden it's starting to go up because for the past like year, this has really done nothing. Like, Elite Trainer boxes were sitting around like $80, but now it's been just going up a lot, and the prices, I'm pretty sure, are going up too for the cards. So there's been a recent just, I guess, interest in this set. It got printed pretty heavily, and I think after the whole hype thing ended with 2021 or whatever, I think people, like, a lot of the people that were into Celebrations were the people that left, so that's why I feel like it was kind of not doing anything for a while, but people are maybe coming back into Pokemon, and maybe are coming back to the set, so I feel like at its price point right now, like $100 in Elite Trainer box, it's kind of hard to recommend it, because yeah, it's like out of print and stuff, and it's a anniversary set, so at $100, it's not terrible considering that fact, and it's also decently old, but it just recently ran up. Honestly, I don't know what the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes are at right now. Last time I made a video, they were like 130. So if you can find Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes at like 130, I think that's a really good buy. But just overall for celebrations, I'm gonna put it at a C tier. Now, I wanted to put it at B, but it's kind of hard to really say with this because it just ran up. I don't know how much further it's going to go. I don't know if this is just a little small bump and then it's going to just go back down. Like, I don't really know. It's kind of hard to tell, but I'm going to put it at a C tier. It's kind of in between C and B, but I'm just going to put it at C just to be safe. So next we have Lost Origin. Now, I think you guys know how I feel about Lost Origin. I'm going to put it at an A. I'm going to put it at an A. It's a $250 booster box. And the reason why I'm putting it at A, which is maybe controversial, I know it's not that deep of a set. It's not like Chilling Reign. It's not like Fusion Strike. But the Giratina, guys, that's literally the only reason why. And it also has the Aerodactyl, has the Pikachus as well. But just that Giratina was such a top chase. I think it topped out at like $500 during the whole Alt Art hype not too long ago. And now it's sitting, I think, around $400. Just that card alone, the fact that this box is still $250, I feel like long term that Giratina, like it right now being $400, I feel like long term this box is gonna do very well. And even at $250, I feel like it's still a decent buy. And just that card alone, like it's gonna carry this set. And it's just, I don't know, the whole thing around these deep sets and everything. Like if it only has a few chase cards, it's a bad set. It's not worth it. I don't really agree with it. I mean, we see, sets that have just a few chase cards perform extremely well, and I feel like Lost Origin is one of those because just the top chase card is like $400. The Giratina is a pretty iconic alternate art, so just for that reason, I'm putting it at A tier. I know it's a more expensive booster box. It's not like $200. It's mid 200s, like $250, but even at its price point, I think it's a good buy still. But yeah, it's not. I'm not saying this is gonna double overnight, but I feel like in the next couple of years here, I think Lost Origin and a lot of these, honestly, Sword and Shield sets are going to perform extremely well. So I'm still putting it at A tier even at its price. So next we have Silver Tempest. Now, if you were to have asked me, to make this tier list 2 weeks ago when these were available on the Pokemon Center website, I would have put this at an S tier. But since they're not available anymore, and now the booster boxes are going for around 180, honestly, I'd put Silver Tempest at a B tier. Because I'm still finding them some places for around 160s, 170s. So if you can get them around there, I think it's still really good because it's still not around $200 like a lot of these other Sword and Shield sets. But it's a little bit harder to put it like higher than this because it just went out of stock for MSRP and it's gone up like $30, $40 now. So I'm going to put it at a B tier. The Lugia, I think, is in the low 200s right now. It's been going up. I think long-term Silver Tempest is going to do good because it just has Lugia and also has Rayquaza in the trainer gallery that some people forget about. And it's another thing with Lost. It's like the same as Lost Origin. There's not as many top hits, or it's not a crazy deep set, but it just has a few nice cards that if you can get these, like especially Silver Tempest, if you were able to get them at MSRP, it was really good. But now that's gone up, it's a little bit harder to put it higher than B, but I think this is pretty fair for Silver Tempest right now. So now we move on to Crown Zenith. So recently a lot of people have been talking about Crown Zenith because Crown Zenith has just been going up a lot in price recently. The cards have been, the price of Elite Trainer boxes, they're now at $70. They were sitting at $50 forever, but now it's starting to go up. And a lot of people have still been buying the Sea and Sky boxes. Recently I went to Sam's Club and I still saw those Sea and Sky boxes. I haven't been there in a while. I wonder if they're still there. I'm honestly, I want to go there to see if they have any. Maybe I'll just pick some up and just, I don't know. They're huge boxes. I would probably just, I'm not a big fan of breaking things down, but those boxes are so huge and the price per pack is like $280. If I go there and I buy some, I might just break them down, or maybe I'll keep them sealed. I don't really know. But Crown Zenith, it had the period of stagnation because it had so much supply. It got reprinted like crazy, but finally it's going up in value. So since now these have gone up just recently, long term I think this is going to perform extremely well. But at its price point right now at $70 in Elite Trainer box, it's really hard where to put it. I'm going to put it at a B tier. I think this could hit $100 in Elite Trainer box just like 151 did, and I feel like it should be $100 right now, but it just got reprinted so much. So I'm gonna put it at a B because it has just recently gone up, but I think there's still a lot of growth here because we do see 151. I mean, the set's only a year old. Elite Trainer boxes are $100, so I'm putting Crown Zenith at a B. So next, Scarlet and Violet base. Now I know all these Scarlet and Violet boxes, they're all above $120 market price, but trust me, if you do a little bit of digging, you can find these booster boxes for $100. I find them everywhere. And I would honestly recommend going on smaller websites, more local stores, to find these for $100. I'm finding them everywhere, guys, because yes, market price are 120, but there's still a lot of places that are selling for $100. So considering the fact that you can't find them at $100 still, I would put this, I want to put it at A, but there's no expensive cards. So I'm going to honestly put this at a B tier, like right here, because it's super cheap, low risk type of thing, and it already got reprinted, so it's probably not going to get reprinted again. But just long term, there's no super valuable cards, but it's so cheap to the point where it's like, I mean, it doesn't have any valuable cards, but there's good artworks for a base set. This is really good. So I'm going to put it at a B. I feel like I probably should put it at an A, but since it's just the base set, I know people are going to probably go crazy if I put this at an A. So I'm going to put it at a B because it's just super cheap, and you can still find them everywhere. So next is Paldea Evolved. I think these are going for 148 booster box right now. This got like the restock reprint not too long ago. I'm going to put this at an A tier because I really feel like this is probably not going to get reprinted again, at least for booster boxes, because it got that reprint restock thing recently. And 140, if you really think about it, this set is what, like a year and a half old now. It's, I mean, to pay what, an extra $40 from it being released, because, you know, you can buy booster boxes at $100 at release. For Paldea Evolved, it having the Magic Carp and, you know, some other cards, I think at 140 it's still a good buy. Like I said, I really don't think it's going to get reprinted again. To get him at 140, I feel like isn't really not that bad. And the fact that it's probably not going to get reprinted, and I'm kind of assuming that, I'm going to put it at an A tier, which might be sort of surprising. But I feel like this is one of those things where it's sort of a last chance to get him for, you know, low 100s, because I think this is going to start, you know, maybe in 6 months to, you know, a year now. I think this is going to move closer to 200 if it doesn't get reprinted, in my opinion. So I'm going to put it at A tier. It might be kind of controversial because, you know, maybe it belongs in B tier, but I'm going to put it at A tier just because it is older and it's got that like reprint. So next is Obsidian Flames. Obsidian Flames, man, it's really hard to rank this set because, you know, we saw it go up to like what, 130s. I think, is it at 130 still? And this set doesn't really have any crazy expensive cards. I think the most expensive card is like $50. It's just Charizard. The artworks in the set is so lackluster in my opinion compared to other Scarlet and Violet sets. And I don't know, it really, and I know I don't want to compare it because it's such a bad comparison, but this set reminds me of Darkness Ablaze, where, you know, Darkness Ablaze, it's what, 150, 160 right now? Artwork wise and value wise, it's not there. It's the same thing with Obsidian Flames, but it's still performing okay. So I don't think this is going to be one of those Scarlet and Violet sets that really skyrockets. I think it's always just going to be like okay. So for that reasoning, I'm going to put it at a C tier because it's not that expensive. I found places that sell them for 115, 120. It got that restock thing recently or whatever, and I think the set now is a little bit over a year old. So I'm going to put it at a C because it just doesn't have any really crazy valuable cards. It really feels like Darkness Ablaze just because there's not a lot of valuable cards. It's just a Charizard set, and just compared to everything else, it's just not that great in my opinion. So I'm going to put it at C tier. Maybe that's controversial because some people do like Obsidian Flames, but I just don't really like it. I don't think it has a super high ceiling, so I'm putting it at C. So now we're going with 151. Man, this video is going to be long. 151. Man, it's really hard to rank 151 because, you know, 151 got a lot of restocks from a lot of these places like Walmart, Costco, and even still the booster boxes, or not booster boxes, the booster bundles, the Elite Trainer boxes, even the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. Man, those are going almost to 300 right now. It's really hard to say if you should buy at these prices. If you get them at retail somewhere, like obviously that's a good buy, but as current prices, like Elite Trainer boxes, I believe now are like 100, 110. It's really kind of, I don't want to put this too high and too low, but right now as it is, like, I don't know if they're gonna get reprinted again. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if 151 is getting reprinted because they had so much like supply and products getting restocked at these stores. I'm gonna put it at a B tier. Maybe that's controversial, but I feel like I don't want to put too low because long term this is gonna perform extremely well. But at the same time, it's pretty expensive and it's what, a little bit over a year old. So it's really hard to say, but I'm just gonna put it at a B tier. I know they have the Blooming Waters thing coming up soon. I think that's not. I think it's gonna be like the Sea and Skybox thing, where it's gonna, tank the, individual cards, the booster packs, but other products I think are gonna be okay. So I'm gonna put it at a B tier. So that's what I feel about that. I don't know if it's controversial, but that's how I feel. Next is Paradox Rift. So I feel like I have a controversial take about Paradox Rift every time I talk about it. I don't think it's that great compared to like Temporal Forces. Temporal Forces booster box is only $10 more. I've explained this so many times. Paradox Rift, in my opinion, the value, I feel like people talk about Paradox Rift so much to the point where it's been overinflated. Like I've explained this in a video. And right now, like Paradox Rift booster boxes are what, 120, 125. Like, I don't know if it's gonna get reprinted. Like, I don't think they did reprint any booster boxes of Paradox Rift yet. I don't know if they are going to do it or whatever. But right now, at its price point, like, if you can spend another $10, $20, like, you can get a what I would consider a way better set, like, Temporal Forces, like Paldea Evolved. So it's really hard for me to put this super high now. If this was still $100, then I would put it higher. But I'm gonna put it like at a. I'll just put it at a B tier. Like, I want to put it like honestly, I want to put it at a C, but I don't. I know I'm gonna get some flack, and I don't know. I feel like it's a decent set, but at this price point, it's hard to put it super high. So I'm gonna just put it at a B because I think that's pretty fair. So next is Paldean Fates. Now, Paldean Fates is an interesting one because it's not a really deep set. It has like three expensive cards: the Gardevoir, the Bubble Mew, and the Charizard. And when I speak about deep sets and stuff, and people saying, "Oh, like these sets aren't deep, like Lost Origin, like why would you even put it that high?" Like, it's kind of the same as Paldean Fates. It has three cards, and then the rest are shinies. And I know some of the shinies are like $20, but I don't know. Paldean Fates to me, it's having a phase right now with the Bubble Mew, but I feel like long term, like it's still always gonna be there. Like, people are gonna want the Bubble Mew, but I feel like it is overinflated right now with the Bubble Mew. Just in my opinion, like it's crazy how expensive the card has gotten. Right now, Elite Trainer boxes, I don't know exactly how much. I think they're in the 70s maybe. I'm putting right now Paldean Fates. And this also, I think, what did it get released after Paradox Rift? I'm gonna put this at a C tier because I feel like it's kind of overinflated right now with the Bubble Mew, and it's pretty expensive. And I mean, it could possibly get reprinted. I don't know. I'm gonna put it at a C tier. I don't know. It's the Bubble Mew is really popular right now, but it's kind of hard to say with Paldean Fates. I want to just put it there just to be safe. So Temporal Forces, it's $135 now a booster box. I think it's closer to 140. It's getting pretty expensive. I'm still gonna put it because it's the same thing with Paradox. Like, I don't know if this is getting reprinted or not. It's really hard because we're at the time now where some of these sets could possibly get reprinted here pretty soon in the next few months. So it's really hard to rank some of these. Based on right now, I'm gonna just put it at a B tier right above Paradox because I would still be willing to pay $5-10 more for a Temporal Forces box rather than Paradox Rift. So I'm just gonna put it here because it is more expensive than Paradox, but I think it is a better set. So I'm just gonna put it right here. Man, this video is already 17 minutes long. I gotta wrap this up. Okay, Twilight Masquerade. Twilight Masquerade, it hasn't been doing a lot recently. Like, I think it still has some potential, but it just has everything's been growing except for the set, and it kind of says a lot. Like, I feel like Twilight Masquerade, the Greninja, yeah, it's still $300, but I feel like the set isn't that popular anymore. I think it maybe will make a comeback at some point, and it had its little hype thing before because it was the first Scarlet and Violet set that really started to take off, like main set wise. So, like, what is it, 155 like MSRP right now? I'm gonna put it honestly. I'm gonna put it at a C because it's like MSRP. You can get like Paldea Evolved. I know the Magikarp isn't as expensive, but it's like a year and a half old. It's probably not get reprinted again. It's cheaper than Twilight. I'm gonna put Twilight at C. So yeah, it's like almost MSRP. So I don't think I should put it higher than that. And it's the what, sixth set, so it could get reprinted. Like, I'm just gonna put it at a C because I think it's kind of expensive, and I don't know if I could recommend it at its current price is really any higher than this. Rumble Clash, I mean, I don't gotta explain. That's a D. Sword and Shield, D. I mean, the box is like 350. I mean, at 300, like, you might as well just buy Fusion Strike at that point. Darkness Ablaze, I'm putting at D. I mean, some of these are so easy. Champion's Path, D. Shining Fates, honestly, Shining Fates is kind of hard because Shining Fates Elite Trainer boxes are still like $50, and the set is I don't know how old now. I want to put it at D, but I might just. It's really hard to say. I'm just gonna put it at the top of D here, just because it's not that expensive. Battle styles, honestly, you can get elite trainer box, not elite trainer boxes. You can get booster boxes at 130, I believe. Man, that's really hard. Like, I don't have any battle styles myself. I made a video about it. I'll never buy battle styles, but battle styles is not terrible. It's really hard. I'm gonna put battle styles honestly at its current price point, maybe at a low B. I want to put it at C, but since it's so cheap, I'm just gonna put it at B because it has the. See, the thing is, it has Tyranitar, but the rest of the set is just Urshifu, and I don't like Urshifu. I don't like the box style. I don't the name of the set. Like, everything about battle styles, I just don't like. So I'm gonna put it at a B because it is so cheap. But other than that, I don't like it. I know there's some people that do like battle styles and like the Tyranitar, but I think overall the set, it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's just always going to be sort of underperforming, but it's so cheap, so I'll put it at B. Vivid Voltage, I want to put it at D, but I mean, the Chocolate Chew is still above $100. I'm gonna put it at a D though. I think the top D is pretty fair. Okay, next, Chilling Reign. So Chilling Reign, I want to put at A tier because it's cheaper than Lost Origin, or around the same price, and it's a pretty deep set, the Blaziken and everything. So I'm gonna put it at an A because it is, it's like low 200s, like mid 200s now. Uh, it's a deep set, so I feel like Chilling Reign is next to move up, sort of, and I've been kind of seeing that with the market. So I'm gonna put Chilling Reign at A. Maybe should I put it here because I'll put it here. I'll put it right here, just above Paldea Evolved. Now, Evolving Skies. So Evolving Skies at $1,000, like, I mean, I've said this before. I seriously feel like this is gonna hit $2,000 in a few years. I don't know if that sounds crazy, but I feel like in 2, 3 years from now, it can hit 2,000. So I'm gonna put it at a C because there's a lot of other opportunities, but I feel like it is gonna still perform even at its price point. But there's just so many other things you can buy, and to buy a booster box for $1,000 is kind of, a little bit crazy. So I'm putting it at a C. Next, Astral Radiance. Astral Radiance it's around the same price as Brilliant Stars. It's like what, around 180s. I'm gonna put Astral Radiance at like back of A because it is just, you can find them cheaper on like on eBay and stuff. So I would put it here because you are able to find it for a little bit better prices because Astral no one really cares about right now. But I mean, it has the Starmie with the Misty on it. It has the Machamp. It has the Dialga, Palkia. It's a decent set. And yeah, it's definitely not the best one out there, but it's definitely better than Battle Styles. So I'm going to put it at A, just back A, because it is sort of as expensive as Brilliant, and I would prefer Brilliant over Astral. So I'm just going to put it right here. I think that's pretty fair. And then next, Pokemon Go. I mean, this set is still so cheap, and people are literally buying Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes for MSRP on eBay, or even less, and the thing's out of stock on Pokemon Center. I'm going to put it at D. I don't really care. I don't think Pokemon Go really... Where should I put it? I'll maybe put it like right here. I don't know. Okay, so that's my tier list. You can see here, I don't even have a single S tier because just everything is too expensive right now. Like it's really hard to any screaming buys. There's really none in my opinion. I do notice like there are some missing sets. Like there's no Surging Sparks, there's no Stellar Crown, there's no Shrouded Fable. So there are some missing. But overall, I think this is I think a pretty good outlook on how I feel about these sets. So let me know down in the comments below what you think about this tier list. I know this video is so long, but I wanted to give you guys my thoughts, especially now that everything has gone up in price. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.